Hi guys, just doing a spoiler review for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Since I couldn't really do this yesterday because I didn't want to spoil it for anyone, but this is a spoiler section, so it'll just be like 10 minutes or less. But we'll see how fast I get through everything. So where do I start? I guess we could start with the beginning with how they open up the movie with America Chavez, or how you say her name, with one of the variants of Doctor Strange. Because basically the multiverse is in danger because they're getting chased by this thing that I don't know, something that I don't know if Wanda created that, but basically all types of monsters were after America, but Doctor Strange was there to protect her. But then it got to a point where it seems like this thing was about to win, and if it won, it would wipe out all of the multiverse. Yeah, so Doctor Strange, well, that version of Doctor Strange with a ponytail, I guess. He was willing to sacrifice America just to make sure that, it doesn't get her power. And, well, is it her power that is the thing that's important? Or, yeah, I think because, we'll get to Wanda and all that, but yeah. Because if it got to her and took her power, the multiverse would be screwed. Because basically, America's power is to be able to go into other multiverses, but she has to be, like, I think, scared or nervous for her power to work, I guess, because she doesn't know how to fully control it yet. So Doctor Strange was willing to kill her because she can't really control her power. So yeah, even though like I rewatched the first one, I'm just like, man, you didn't even know how to control your power, and you're gonna kill her just because she can't do that. But the whole multiverse is in danger. But yeah, but she's able to get out of that situation. That version of Doctor Strange dies, but they'll do something with him later, with his corpse anyway. Which you know what I mean if you've seen it, yeah. So she ends up in the main universe, the MCU universe, yeah. Doctor Strange is at his, I guess, best friend's wedding, even though he kind of wish it was his girlfriend, but she's getting married, and he just wanted to be there with her. You keep getting this question for the whole movie about, are you happy? Like people keep asking Doctor Strange that if he's actually happy, because basically he's watching the person that he loved marrying someone else. It's like in Spider-Man 2, like Toby's just there watching John Jameson's son marry Mary Jane. Yeah, I don't think he'd be happy because he truly knows that's the love of his life. Like we definitely know that from the previous movies and how they basically grew up together. So yeah. Plus, Sam Raimi made this movie because he's the one who made the Spider-Man movies, the original ones from the 2000s, and the Evil Dead movies. And like I said in my main review, this is definitely like a horror movie when it gets to the main stuff. Like wow, which we'll get more into that with Wanda and how well she was in the movie. Yeah, and my thoughts of how things end. Yeah, because that's probably the weakest part of the movie, like the way how it ends. I wasn't satisfied, but we'll get to that. So yeah, basically, some giant monster kind of crushes the wedding, and you kind of see America there as well because she's getting chased by this monster. I kind of recognize that monster from if you guys have played Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and there's like some DLC characters. One of them's Jill, and then one of them's like some squid thing. I kind of forgot the name of it, but it's basically that thing, which was cool to see because I kind of saw that in the trailer anyway. I kind of wish the trailer didn't show anything because, man, there's not really much surprises when you actually see all the characters that were actually in this movie. Yeah, because I was thinking like there was going to be loads. Like people was making it sound like there was going to be loads of huge cameos in this movie, but I mean there's some, but not as big as I thought they would be. In a way, you could kind of say there's less than No Way Home, which wow, they definitely went like on a budget with this movie. Like Jesus, I was thinking it was gonna have tons of cameos, and I kind of went over my head. And yeah, definitely prefer No Way Home with what they did with that movie, bringing back all the villains. Well, most of them, the best ones anyway. Even though I don't really like how they do Lizard because Lizard he was so scary in Amazing Spider-Man 1, and they just put him to the back seat in this movie. Yeah, you can only mostly see him at the climax, but yeah. But still, that was a fantastic movie. Like one of the best movies I've ever seen, man. What a experience! This movie, I was liking it as the movie went on, especially since I'm a horror fan and just getting those horror vibes. But I should get back to the story before I talk about that stuff. When Wanda starts doing stuff, yeah. She's basically the main villain, and I kind of thought they was gonna do something with like, the other Strange, but we'll get to that. So yeah, basically after that, like I guess Doctor Strange has to protect this girl, America, because he finds out that like she's being chased by these monsters, and if they get to her, it could possibly end the multiverse. So one and all the other sorcerers kind of protect her until they can find some way to protect her. So basically, what Doctor Strange he thinks it's the right choice is to go to Wanda, but Wanda, with how she's been lately, especially after One Division, controlling the whole city, making them think there was in some, I don't know, 50s, 60s show, like just, yeah, 80s, 90s, like Malcolm in the Middle, just all those kind of things, what was going on, yeah. I mean, she was basically the villain of her own show, because I thought Agatha would be the worst, but really, Agatha was kind of helping the people more than helping Wanda enslave them. Since she helps them get him out of that spell, but yeah. I don't know. I'm talking about WandaVision that much. Anyway, we'll just stick to the main movie because I'm just trying to make a point with how Wanda has been for a while now. Yeah, which you could say it all started from Civil War when she accidentally killed innocent people because she didn't mean to do that. But then since then, things have just got worse for her, especially after people that she loved was dying. Yeah, like Vision, for example. And there's kind of a storyline from WandaVision that they don't really touch, and I kind of hope that we still get to see that storyline conclude. But if how they end it, I'm not sure. But hopefully, yeah. Which I'll get to that, and you know what I mean if you've seen the movie. So basically, Doctor Strange goes to Wanda to get some help from her because she's probably like the most powerful sorcerer in the universe. So yeah, it makes sense to go to her. But then, with her track record, it wasn't really the best idea because we kind of find out that Wanda, she's been like dreamwalking. She basically sees another universe of herself where she actually has those kids from One Division, and she's living happy, basically with those kids, and she kind of wants to get to that, universe. But in doing that, she kind of needs to take America's power, and by taking America's power, it would basically, kill her. But by messing with the universe and trying to get to her other self's life, that could kind of mess up the whole multiverse. So basically, yeah, Wanda thinks this, but she kind of only thinks about getting to the children, and she kind of has like that dark book with her, whatever they call it. That's kind of also messing with her head, and she's not really gonna listen to reasoning, especially when she finds out everything of what Doctor Strange told her, and where they're actually hiding America, which was a really bad decision. Which Doctor Strange, like, this is why you're not even in my top 10 Marvel MCU characters because you just make the dumbest mistakes that puts the whole world and universe in danger. Not even just universes like multiverse in danger because he always makes like dumb mistakes, like with Spider-Man in No Way Home. He helps Peter, forget. Well, basically, tries to help Peter forget like that he's Spider-Man, but then he just makes like these big problems, and then like Spider-Man has to pay for it afterwards. But I guess you could blame Peter for making that decision, but it was still Doctor Strange who cast the spell, so yeah. All the blame can't go on Spider-Man. It's definitely Doctor Strange, yeah. It's like he's the new person to blame. Like Iron Man, like he kept making all the villains, and now Doctor Strange, he keeps making all the problems. And with Wanda being a villain, yeah. Because yeah, she was definitely really selfish in this movie. Because she got sick of having to sacrifice over and over and over. So just this one time, she wanted to have something, but then it could also, cost the whole multiverse. And then in the end, would it also affect the children that she's trying to have? And she's not really thinking about her other self, who is looking after that them children. So yeah. So yeah, basically for the whole movie, she's trying to get to America, and man, when Wanda tries to attack, Doctor Strange's players with one and all of them, they get massacred. Oh my god, them deaths. Luckily, Wanda doesn't die, but man, he gets a hard time throughout this movie with being Wanda's prisoner. Doctor Strange and America are able to go through the multiverse. Like you see all these different universes as they're going through. You see like Doctor Strange's face just breaking up. It's crazy. and then they end up in like this, I guess, the main multiverse that they focus on instead of going through multiple multiverses, which I thought was going to happen, but sadly it doesn't, because they kind of focus on just one other universe instead of multiple. What I thought was going to happen, so we could see like some really big cameos, but no, let's just focus on one universe. I mean, we still get some cool cameos, but not as cool as I thought it was going to be. Like, I was thinking we was going to see like Wolverine again. I mean, obviously we see Charles Xavier, which I'll get to that. And there's like some other ones that were cool, but I was hoping a bit more like maybe Blade. We get to see Wesley Snipes' Blade again, but he's a bit older, so I'd actually be fine if we didn't see him again. And with the Fantastic Four, yeah, I was thinking I was going to see the 2000s one again, but I'll get more on the Fantastic Four in a moment because there's something I want to talk about with that. What else? Yeah, basically, Wanda kind of dreamwalks to get to Doctor Strange because she also kind of controls her other self as well to take over her life, but in doing that, it's kind of affecting the multiverse. Yeah. So yeah, basically they need to find a way to get that book and to Wanda, since they're trying to get to this other book that will stop Wanda, because there's this other version of the book that can actually stop her if Doctor Strange can get that book. But what happens first is that we kind of meet the Illuminati, which people are just thinking like, what? In cinemas, like Illuminati. But I kind of heard they're like some Marvel group in the comic that protect the multiverse, I guess. And in this group are where the cameos lie. So I guess I'll say the main one. Well, would you say, I guess, Charles Xavier? Yeah, because he's in this movie, and it's kind of cool when we kind of hear him say that quote as well, from what he says from the other X-Men movies. Yeah, and it seems like it's more 90s X-Men TV show themed than the Fox themed one, like because he has like the yellow hovering chair, and you kind of hear the 90s theme play a little bit, da 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 da. Yeah, I kind of heard that. Yeah, and when he's actually using his mind thing, you can actually see the that bubble thing, like in the animated show. That's cool. Yeah, that was cool. When he's fighting against Wanda. Yeah, because Wanda eventually gets to him and fights this basically Avengers group in this universe. I didn't really say the other members, so we actually get to see Black Bolt. Like, I guess he would be like the most OP person in the group, because Black Bolt, from the comics that I've heard, man, he's OP. We see Mr. Fantastic, played by the guy who played as Jim in The Office, which was cool. Yeah, and that's like a fan casting as well. Fans wanted that to happen, and it actually happened. So I'm thinking like, are we gonna get to see Emily Blunt as Susan Storm? Like, are we gonna get to see that next? And I can't really remember the other castings, but man, I thought I was gonna see Ben Grimm and Human Torch again, like Chris Evans as Human Torch again, just like back in the day, because I grew up with those movies. The kind of guilty pleasures for me, mainly the first one, the second one, but the first one, like, I just enjoyed that movie. It's fun, it's not brilliant, but it's fun to watch. Yeah. And the other cameos, I guess Captain Carter. If you've watched Marvel's What If, then yeah, that's a cool one. And you hear her say, "I can do this all day" when she's fighting Wanda. That was cool. Alternate version of Captain Marvel. Yeah, basically a black version. Yeah, she was cool. Yeah, she was alright, and yeah, that's pretty much it. They didn't really have that many. Yeah, I was thinking I was gonna see way more. So yeah, I was kind of let down. But oh well. But seeing them fight against Wanda and saying that they basically had to kill their version of Doctor Strange because they viewed him as the main threat, which I don't blame him, because he's the one who's caused a lot of problems in his universe. So yeah, Black Bolt basically kills him with his does he use his like a voice or something? He says, "I'm sorry," and that kills him. I don't know if it like explodes Doctor Strange's head or something. Yeah, but yeah, because they basically want to work with this version of Doctor Strange, or possibly, I don't know if they was planning to kill him so something bad doesn't happen again, and they think they can handle Wanda, but when she gets there, oh god, they get massacred, and that's another disappointing thing as well. Charles Xavier, Mr. Fantastic, which you find out that he actually has a wife and kids. Oof. So because how Wanda's just so cold and saying that at least they will have the mother, like stuff like that, which is like massacring them. Like it's like Friday the 13th, Halloween. When they kill their victims, that's how they all get killed. Charles Xavier, he tries to get into her mind and save the other Wanda, who's kind of trapped in her mind, in the evil Wanda's mind. I wonder, yeah. It's a bit mixed up because you see all these alternate versions. It gets a bit meta, yeah. Especially with the amount of Doctor Stranges we see in this movie. Because there's the one that dies in the beginning with the ponytail. There's the one that's, I guess, a bit more darker, who Doctor Strange fights after trying to get away from Wanda, which, man, those scenes. It's like a horror movie, man. Just seeing Wanda fight against all of them and just brutally kill them. Damn, I've never seen such brutal kills in a Marvel movie. Yeah, the Marvel Netflix shows, but a Marvel movie? Damn, it was crazy. But I'm talking about made by Disney. I'm not talking about like Deadpool. Obviously, they're way more brutal, but damn, God, like snapping Charles Xavier's neck when he's inside her head to free the other Wanda, who has the kids. It's just like just the way how they did that scene. Oh my God. And then when you see Wanda with her red eyes, oh my gosh, that was scary. And how just things just got so quiet, and then just like out of nowhere she comes. Oh my God. And that time in the fight, they're trying to fight Wanda, and I'm talking about the sorcerers, like, and then one of them gets inside of, one of the sorcerer's head, and she just goes boo or something. And she kind of breaks like the shield because all of them wasn't holding, because she kind of gets in one of them's mind. Like, man, Wanda's just like, oh my gosh, it's so scary in this movie. Yeah. And that's the main thing that I'm happy about with this movie. Like, it's basically a horror movie, and Sam Raimi, he's a god at making horror movies. With the Evil Dead movies, like, damn, they're so messed up as well. And this one, oh man, it's pretty cool. It's just I'm disappointed with what they did with the cameo characters. They just killed them all off. Like Captain Carter, she gets killed. Just Captain Marvel gets killed. They thought they could beat her, but they all get destroyed. It was kind of embarrassing. And these are the people who stopped Thanos, where we had way more characters that was there to stop Thanos. Like they had basically had the whole army of heroes that was built for like 22 movies. They just have like 6 characters and they stopped Thanos. Like, nah, I'm not buying that. Ugh, that part of the movie was poorly written, but just that's why I was wishing. That's why I was thinking, like, there must be way more characters that was there to stop Thanos, who was gonna wipe out half of life. Like, nah, not just them would be able to stop Thanos. Like, no, unless it was all together, which I guess you could say that, because in Infinity War, not all the heroes were together. Where I guess they were, and they're pretty powerful all together. So, okay, yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, that's just kind of a bit of a flaw in that that storyline. But basically, they get to the point where Doctor Strange meets his other self, the darker version in this other. So I guess they do go to another multiverse, but just for like a little bit. But it's kind of one that's already like mostly destroyed from what Doctor Strange did, and it's all to do with the person who he wished was his wife. Yeah. Because I guess in any universe, he's never been able to get actually be with his wife, and that's what this eviler version of Doctor Strange was trying to find, but he never found it. So he's just kind of in this universe alone with nobody, and basically he wants to get, well, our main Doctor Strange in America wants to get the book from this version of Doctor Strange, but it's like my precious, it's like the wind basically. Like he doesn't want to give the book, so they basically have to fight with the power of music. And there's some weird CGI moment where we see like the dark Doctor Strange, on his forehead have like a third eye, and it's just that's the worst CGI I've seen in like a Marvel movie ever. Like they got really lazy there. Like, oh my God, it's terrible. If I could show you an image, oh my God, what the hell? How did you miss that? That CGI is terrible. Oh my God, seen that in the Marvel movie? Oh my, it's that bad, man. Are we back in the 90s or something? Like, oh my God, that bad. And I've seen better from other movies. even 2000 movies, like early 2000s, have done better CGI with, third eyes. Like, oh my god, that was bad, but whatever. And basically, Doctor Strange beats him, and then he kind of uses like dreamwalking to, I guess, get to, because basically things are not really going well, because America gets like captured, and what basically Doctor Strange does is basically dreamwalks like Wanda to get inside his other body that died, the one with the ponytail, and basically he makes him like a zombie to be able to, you know, he's basically trying to, I guess, get the dead souls that were also going to attack him, but luckily he has like his wife from another multiverse to protect him, and it's kind of cool that we see that candle thing actually be used, because in the first Doctor Strange, he didn't really know how to use it when he was fighting, the Hannibal actor. So it's cool that we actually see how he actually works. Yeah, that was nice. Like just some of those moments where it kind of references the first movie. They were cool, and that's one of them. Oh yeah, Mordor. Let down. Not really going to talk much about him. I was thinking I was going to see the Mordor from our main universe and not this other universe, who I guess is kind of like the one from my universe. He seems like he was going to be a good guy, and I was kind of let down from that. And then he's like all the other Mordors, and I just wonder what they're going to do with that real Mordor, who we still haven't even seen. I was thinking we was finally going to get to see the real Mordor, but this is like a Mandarin situation where it's not really the same Mordor, and maybe that one's more powerful at this point. Because after we watching Doctor Strange 1 and seeing that end credit scene again, I was like, damn, oh my god, I can't wait to see Mordor in Doctor Strange 2, but instead it's kind of a letdown, and I'm just going to leave it there. Yeah. So yeah, the best... Man, this movie just ends so fast. Like, you think like a lot more is going to happen, but it just ends, basically. When Doctor Strange... I'm not even sure where it ends, because it just basically ends. Because it gets to a point where Doctor Strange has control of his other self as a zombie form. He kind of uses the souls to fight against Wanda, and then America gets a chance to get free and beats up Wanda's ass, and then Wanda gets put to like the other person's universe to scare like the other Wanda's kids, so that will kind of make her wake up from what she's been going through. And then you see the other Wanda comfort her, like, and then she just realizes, oh my god, what have I done? All these people I've killed. Like, Mr. Fantastic's like the one where I'm just like, man, you just took away that guy's. Oh man, it was just thinking what she was probably going through, and then at the end, she basically kills herself and destroys all the other books in every multiverse. Well, it seems like she kills herself, but it's not really clear. But I mean, there's not like there's end credit scenes, but you don't really see Wanda. So is that really it for Wanda? Because they didn't really finish her story. Like, there's still something that they was doing with White Vision in WandaVision, and if you've seen that, then that was kind of something that I wanted to see. I thought they was going to address it in this movie, especially if it's Wanda's last movie. I don't know. Maybe we'll see her again, but it's a very disappointing ending. It just ends. It doesn't feel like it was the ending. It just ends. I was really let down. Yeah. And then Doctor Strange just goes back to how things were, but then something starts to happen, and he gets the third eye, bad CGI thing. Yeah. And then it just basically ends. Yeah. I mean, I probably went over some stuff, but I don't really care. Yeah, I mean, I had fun watching this movie. It's just when it got to the end, I was like, damn, that's it. I was expecting so much more. And it's because No Way Home was so much better. It gave you everything in that movie. Everything. It's like, yeah, there's like 2 or 3 flaws in the movie, like the way how they treat Lizard, Doctor Strange being an idiot. Yeah, it's just... But everything else was just like... Mwah, it was perfect, but this movie... It left me wanting more. Yeah. I wasn't satisfied. But I still enjoyed the movie, and in my main review I gave it like an 8 out of 10. I guess it's still the same. Yeah. I just feel like Marvel kind of running out of ideas, and a lot of their characters don't truly feel like they're staying as how they were when they originally came into the movies. They're just randomly kind of changing them up, and it just makes some of them dumb. Like, Loki's like probably the worst I've done so far in his TV show. I hate that Loki, that version of Loki in the TV show. That's not Loki. And what they're doing with Doctor Strange, making him just an idiot and causing all the problems. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. I haven't really got anything else to say about this movie. I mean, yeah, I enjoyed it, but I was still underwhelmed by the end of the movie. I was expecting a lot more. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Hope you enjoyed my review. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.